From the Kids Cup, we move straight to the NBA. I mean, it's over. I'm like, I didn't want this. I mean, Yemi didn't want this. But I told him, look, the way these guys rested, tried to rest, apart from the Houston Rockets, who just, had a blowout all through the season. Golden State Warriors falter at a point. Same with Cavs and all that. Then some teams that just had a good run. Toronto Raptors and all, you felt, okay, they were going to also have the same good run in the playoffs. Well, all of them just crumbled. All are out right now, and you have the really big boys, actually here.
Well, the wheat has been separated from the shaft thus far. Particularly disappointed about Toronto Raptors, the likes of Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan not amounting to much against the irrepressible LeBron James. But talking about the games that were played yesterday, the Warriors, they got the better of the Utah Jazz. For me, the Utah Jazz missed Dante Exum and Ricky Rubio, their point guard. They depended solely on Donovan Mitchell, who is in the running for the Rookie of the Season. But at some point in the third quarter...
You place your hopes on a rookie.
When you place your hopes on a rookie, exactly. Because you knew the Hamptons Five, the likes of Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, and Andre Iguodala would definitely be too much for you to undo. But for the Houston Rockets, I think they did well. Yes, the Beard didn't have a good game, but it was all about CP3.
Yeah.
That's Chris Paul. Playoffs career high, 41 points.
And for the first time, he's going to play the conference
for
final.
the first time in his 13-year career.
Wow.
He has made the All-Star 9 times. And he got so close.
Quality was never in doubt.
He got so close some years back with the LA Clippers. But the quality just proved true eventually. And for the Utah Jazz, at this same stage with Gordon Hayward last season, they got booted out by the Golden State Warriors. But they would look back and say, we have fared really, really well. They've punched beyond their weight. No one saw them even getting to the semifinals of the Western Conference. At the first round, you would have thought the OKC Thunder would have rolled over them, but they proved all of us wrong. But they just met a team that were better when you had the likes of Clint Capella, James Harden, and CP3, as well as Eric Gordon. Just knew at some point that strength and depth will pull through.
Before we look at the top performance, I know that's where Cecilia is going, and she likes to remind me that I was wrong. But did you, before this conference finals began, if you were told to pick two teams that are going to play in the finals, would it have been these two?
Is that at the conference level?
Yeah, at the conference level.
At the conference level, I chose Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors for the West.
Okay.
No doubt. But for the East...
So you got it right with this one?
I got it right. For the East, I chose the Boston Celtics. And I wasn't too sure of how the Cleveland Cavaliers would do. It was Tara Salami that asked me that question. I said, okay, let me just stick with the Boston Celtics first and see which other team. Because I was hoping that the Toronto Raptors would overcome and go beyond that choke that they do experience at this same stage against the Cavs.
After doing well in the regular...
They won the regular season with the record high. The first. And even Masai Ujiri, the Nigerian, was even fouled in Game 4 because he felt they didn't get a call right. They became emotional, but they just weren't good enough. And you just had to look at that man called LeBron James. He came up big all through the series. Even when they were down in the first round against the Indiana Pacers, he was the key man. Now again, the support cast with the likes of Kyle Korver, J.R. Smith, Tristan Thompson, and even Kevin Love at some point helped. But it was all about LeBron James all through the series. And the Toronto Raptors, I think they just need to go beyond that choke. The mentality is not right yet. You have the likes of Jonas Valanciunas, you have Pascal Siakam, Serge Ibaka, and these two men, Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan. At some point, whenever they see LeBron James, they just choke.
They choke. I think maybe it's just his power and everything. Now, let's take a look at the big boys on 9. You mentioned Anthony Davis. We can't take it away from him, getting a good one on the 9. 34 points, 90 rebounds, and 1 assist. But then they're out of it. That just wasn't enough. Steph Curry, the man, step up 28 points.
For the New Orleans Pelicans, they did well. Drew Holiday as well had 27 points, 11 assists.
Yeah, they did very well.
Anthony Davis had the most points by any member on the court, regardless of the team. But when you have the likes of the Hamptons 5.
Exactly.
For Draymond Green, who did excellently well for me, he had 19 points, 14 rebounds, 9 assists. He was involved in 3 steals and 2 block shots, which meant both offensively and defensively he was good. Now they've had their star boy return. Talking about Steph Curry, who had
22 points with KD, 2 of them.
KD had 24,
rebounds,
he had
15 assists,
28.
2 of them.
There's also Klay Thompson, and not forgetting Draymond Green and even Andre Iguodala.
Okay, and then you have the Chris Paul. We talked about 41.7 rebounds and 10 assists on the day. Well, we can go on and on and on and talk about the NBA. It just won't stop. Where do we go from here now?
Let's come home and let me allow you to do the honors. Let's talk about women's football. So, or where do you want us to go first?
Okay, yeah, let's talk about the women's football.
Okay. All right.
Let's talk about match day 5 of Nigerian Women's Football League games for today. And I mentioned earlier, the one everyone will be looking forward to is that Bayelsa and Rivers Angels game before all the players start jetting into camp, because Falcons camp will open tomorrow. Now, Group A, where we have Edo Queens and Delta Queens will be in action. You have Confluence Queens and Shaw Babes, Bayelsa Queens and Rivers Angels, Heartland Queens and Ibom Angels will also be in action. Then come to Group B, where you have Jokodolu Babes and Nasarawa Amazons, the newcomers and the league champions. Well, this is going to be baptism of fire. Well, away game sometimes does not always favor the away team.
Yeah.
Pelican Stars and Abia Angels, this game will be played on Thursday. Same with Oshun Babes and Adamawa Queens. That game also will be played on Thursday. Then the game between Sunshine Queens and FC Robo is another one to look out for, especially with FC Robo having couldn't win at home. It was a draw against Oshun Babes last week. And of course, they know some of their players also will be leaving to the Four Cornets camp. I mean, there are 3 forwards, from Chidiman to Rashida to Gift, all of them leaving. So they know that against Sunshine Queens, they have to get something out of this one, because the season didn't really start pretty well at all. In this game, which one you think is going to be really big and huge?
The pick of the bunch has got to be the Bayelsa Queens versus Rivers Angels. No doubt. Then I want to see how FC Robo would respond, though away from home, against Sunshine Queens. Last week on this show, I did give it to FC Robo that Oshun Babes wouldn't amount to much, but the away side got the first goal, and the home team had to force them to a score draw. It ended 1-1. And FC Robo, like you did say, will be missing Gift Monday, Rashida Tajibade, and 2 other players. But they will still have to
be after this game.
That'll be after this game. They will have to be in camp tomorrow. So it's still possible for them to still be involved and in the encounter. I just want to see if they have the temperament to at least pick up a point on the road. And who says they can't even get the valuable point away from home?
Yeah, maybe they can do that. But then the coach of Oshun Babes have been talking about his own task for the season is get to the Super 4. But first, the hurdle of Adamawa is there Thursday, so he needs to cross that before he starts dreaming of getting to that Super 4.
Adamawa is also a very difficult side on the way. I want to go to last season the PK draw as well. So we have to plan strategize so that whatever we want to do, we clear it in the first half. We have to make some tactical changes, some tactical play. You know, when you look at the opponent from different angle, you know the next thing to do. Then how do you approach the game from the best of the V2 so that you're able to get what you want on time? But the target is Super 4. First thing is Super 4. So if at the end of the day, when you qualify for Super 4, you can now think of getting winning the league. But the Super 4 is the most important thing first. Especially in our group, no team is a pushover. So we are almost the same level to each other. So we push on.
They will just have to push in and see if they can get that Super 4. But then Adamawa, when they're coming to town, you know that they may just, since they were able to come to Lagos and get a win, they can also see they can win at home, which is going to be a good one for them. Okay, we'll just quickly look at the scheduled games for MPFL right before, okay. Some games we schedule for Nigerian Professional Football League. You have Akwa United and Plateau United will be in action. This is the one that Yemi really wants to talk about. Okay. Enyimba and Ifa Enyimba.
Yeah, that's a big one as well.
Today. Yobe Desert, and of course you also have MFM, another big one.
Yeah, those are big matches. We'll see what's going to happen there. A confirmation of those matches. Top of the table clash. Well, don't let me say top of the table, but big game. Akwa United, Plateau United, big game on our hands. Enyimba FC, Ifeanyi. I mean, mouth-watering games.
Yeah, no doubt. Two sides who represented Nigeria on the continent, but that distraction is out of the way. So they need to focus on progressing in the NPFL, hopefully to secure another placement on the continent next season. For Plateau United, on the road this season, they've not particularly done well. But Akwa United also have struggled at home. Depends on the side that wants it more, but I still think Akwa United should do the needful to get all 3 points. Then the Oriental derby between Enyimba and FC Ifeanyi. For Enyimba, in 10 games across all competitions, they've not lost. That's quite impressive. Yeah. And at the UJS Swene Stadium, it's like a fortress for them. They're away from home, but they've been able to do well. I think they will get all 3 points against FC Ifeanyi. Then Yobe Desert Stars at home to MFM. MFM struggle on the road. They've only scored 2 goals. Wow. Away from home. So I want to give it to Yobe Desert Stars.
Okay. All right. We'll go for a break now. We'll come back. We'll look at the girls again.